This is a short story about two neighbors, Aling Biang and Aling Simpia, whose in bitter rivalry, symbolized by a bamboo fence built between their houses after an affair, creates deep isolation and prevents human connection. Once, between two houses, the only homes in a quiet stretch of land, Aling Biang and Aling Sibia drew gardens. Neat rows of vegetables stood like through lines in the soil. The earth was rich, the air was still. For a time, there was life. But spite is a bitter root, and when bitterness grows, even the rain feels like betrayal. So the watering stopped, first from one side, then the other. Not out of forgetfulness, but out of refusal. No one would let the other's garden bloom. Their enmity had a name. It was whispered behind doors and shouted in silence. Aling Biang's husband had strayed with Aling Sibia. That was when the fence began. The bamboo, split and sharpened, driven into the earth not as a barrier, but a wound. Aling Biang built hers, and Aling Sibia raised her own. Side by side, two fences grew, like twin spines of a grudge that would never bend. Then the man who'd broken them both vanished, leaving nothing behind but pain and the sun, a king, Aling Biang's only child. The two women never saw each other again. The fence made sure of that. But one night, a voice broke through the silence. A scream. Aling Sibia calling out in labor, begging for a midwife. Aling Biang hesitated. She knew that child would be his. But still, she went. The baby girl was born, not beautiful, but strong. She would grow untouched by sickness, untouched by hate, at least for a while. Years passed, the fence began to rot, leaning as if even it was tired. But a king, he never grew strong. Thin, pale, a child wrapped in bones and coughing dreams. Aling Biang forbade him from playing with the girl, from even looking. But children always find ways. Through the cracks in the bamboo, a king watched, and sometimes he listened. At night, her guitar would sing, and the king would imagine in a world without fences. He longed to cross over, not to the girl, but to something simpler, a moment of peace, a moment of music. But Aling Biang saw, and each time she drove new bamboo into the earth. When the fence was strong again, the music stopped. Then Christmas Eve came. A king was too weak to join his mother in prayer, so he slipped outside, slowly, softly to the fence. There she was. He asked her to play just one song. He returned to his mat. He pulled the blanket around his shoulders and waited. Midnight passed, then 1 o'clock. But still, no music. At 2 in the morning, Aling Biang came to check on her son and found only stillness. His heart had stopped. Her cries shattered to quiet. Then 3 minutes later, strings, the sound of a guitar. Aling Biang rushed outside, rage in her chest. Who would dare mock her grief? But there was no one, only the fence, still standing, rotting, but unbroken.